Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Come on, share.
Okay.
Alright.
Last gen. Oh.
Hey, how's it going? My name's
Sup,
Craig.
guys? Name's Mark.
It's Mark, I'm Craig. We are? What are we?
We're C&M Entertainment.
That's what we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Totally, dude. Totally. And today...
Sorry. Got a little white.
Wow, dude. Today, we are discussing controllers.
Mm-hmm. Like these.
Those.
It would suck if I dropped it.
And these.
I got
It's
my
okay.
ass kicked.
It's okay.
By
What,
These.
why are we discussing these controllers?
Well, that's a good question.
It's a great question.
Because if you think about it, how often are you sitting there just playing and playing, and all of a sudden your hands are like, just like,
Sometimes about 10 minutes, sometimes about 5 hours.
Yeah, true. And
When Fallout 4, it's going to be like 20 hours.
it's gonna be like a few days.
A few days.
Like, I probably have a job.
No job for me.
Fuck it. Don't need it. Sorry, I got Fallout 4.
Exactly.
Screw that
What
shit.
else do you need?
So, mostly,
Mostly.
you really want to... This is like more or less an educational video.
Educational video.
To really figure out what controller would feel best in your hands.
So if you don't like education, just leave now. I'm kidding, stay. We love you. Please don't go. We need you. Anyways.
So, pretty much we'll be looking over, last gen, now gen,
What do we got here? You.
future gen.
I'll hold up these. These ones. We're gonna do like a little bracket here. We're gonna do the 360 and the PS3 controller first, and then we'll decide which one is the better controller between them. Then we'll do the other two controllers. They'll battle it out, do what they do, and then
fight with the controllers against each other.
they'll fight till the death to
And-
determine which one is the superior controller.
And which one's more comfortable to hit something with.
Exactly, because you get mad a lot when you play video games. You just want to throw that son of a bitch.
You want to make sure that controller's durable as fuck.
That is correct.
Hey, Joe.
So, hi Joe.
So,
Jovi's down there.
yes. Star.
So,
So we
First-
shall begin with the PlayStation 3 controllers.
DualShock 3 6-axis.
Yeah, I still never really pay attention to the 6-axis thing. Was that like for like movement?
Yes.
Move it around for some reason?
I remember the very first time. This was back in like 2005. I was at a GameStop, and I never used one of these before. So I'm sitting there like going, and I probably looked like an idiot. I was like, nothing was happening. I was playing I believe it was NBA Live, probably like 07 or something.
Oh, you were trying to like...
I was sitting there trying to do
Pass.
crossovers, but you're supposed to go. Not.
That's how you cross over in that game with
I
this?
think so.
That is like ridiculous.
Yeah. Nobody used that feature.
Nobody really... I never even realized that the controllers do that.
That's what they do.
And then they're like...
These ones don't.
They just said screw it.
This is just vibration. This is actual like motion controls,
Yeah, which is annoying.
which nobody uses.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that while playing it.
Nobody uses motion controls.
I'm so uncomfortable now.
Even when driving games, no,
Yeah, driving.
it wasn't for me.
Not many people drive with a PlayStation controller. I usually
It
drive with a
feels
steering
so
wheel.
realistic.
Oh god.
So, anyways,
So
these triggers are terrible. The controller overall, I think it's kind of comfortable.
it's
I believe it's not comfortable over time. It's not something you want to.
yeah, like if you have like, say, I have more or less average hands. I guess you can say, if you have like large engulfing hands,
This
and you're
isn't
trying
for
to
you.
play this, you're just like eating the controller while.
Andre the Giant.
Yeah, you're just like smashing two buttons at once, and you can use the sticks with one hand.
Fun fact: these buttons aren't the same distance away.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, the bottom's closer.
Yep.
That
Then these two are further apart.
is ridiculous. That's a design flaw.
That is a design flaw.
PlayStation, what are you doing? Get your game.
I don't understand what they were thinking with these triggers. These triggers are terrible.
They figure that you just don't need a back to know that you're pressing, because you just lose traction with your finger.
D-pad is solid.
Yeah, kind of.
Analog sticks, I prefer it. I prefer the analog stick on where the D-pad is on this.
Yeah, I don't like having to do that because then you're away from.
Yeah.
Well, that's.
This is probably this. If I'm predicting here, this is probably the worst controller of the 4 controllers we're gonna go through.
Then you have the good old
360.
360 controller. Nice. It has weight.
Wait. Fun fact: the buttons are at the same distance.
Because Microsoft knows what they're doing.
Triggers, beautiful.
And it has like this sort of, good enough platform for your fingers.
Yeah. One thing I will say is I don't like how battery pack is right there.
The battery pack was always kind of a problem.
It's a flaw.
And sometimes you just smash your fingers into it. I usually just use it for support so I don't have to hold it as hard on the top. Obviously, I'm a big Xbox player.
This is a great first-person shooter controller. This is not.
That is a pain in the ass. This is where you're just like, you're able to move here. I mean, if you're playing certain games, you're not really using the D-pad as much. Unless you're playing fighting games. Then
Which this is terrible for.
This
is solid for.
Games. But this, a lot of the moves you want to try to do on the D-pad, and you have to like...
The D-pad is awful.
I mean, it kind of works in a way, because then you're pretty much playing it like that. But if you're... It's a taste thing. So, I would have to say, to me, honestly, personally, I would give the 360 controller the win over the PS3.
I, too, will also give the win to the 360 controller.
Xbox 360 was one of the more higher selling consoles within the last generation.
True. One thing I don't really understand. You got the start button, okay. But then you got the back button. Doesn't really make sense.
Well, on here you got the start button, then a select button.
That's classic, though.
Isn't the X select?
I guess, yeah.
Never really used the select button for much.
No.
Never really used the back button for much.
No. Unless you're checking, like, if you're playing Call of Duty, you want to take a score.
Yeah. Hit the back button.
The back button.
Alright.
So, between the two.
Destroyed.
Destroyed. This is the winner.
This is weight, so it doesn't break.
Yes.
Much.
Next.
Alright.
So this advances to the finals.
Next would be...
The Bone. The X-Bone.
You hear how PlayStation, I think the PS4 controller was going to be a boomerang, or was it PS3 controller?
That was a PS3 controller.
Yeah, well, I feel like this one was starting to get that way until they realized, let's just get really flat with it. See, I have some issues with this controller. It seems too
wide?
Yeah, too wide apart. It's a kind of a big controller.
It is.
I mean, the buttons are big enough to hit, so you're not worrying as much. Everything kind of...
I like the triggers. I like the rumble feature, although I wish games would take advantage of that more. I feel like a lot of games don't.
I feel like my controller was kind of broken with some rumbles, but...
I feel like the bumpers are a downgrade from the 360 controller.
Yeah.
However,
really awkward.
The directional pad is a great advancement for the controller.
Sounds better.
It's got the nice clicks. It's just overall.
I mean, then again, it also depends on what 360 controller you actually got. Some of the other newer 360 controllers had a better, it had more of a changing.
Okay.
That's the one I have. So
Fun fact, buttons, again, close to each other, same distance. Easy to hit. I also like the traction on the analog sticks.
Well,
Good traction.
I mean, also you have the new Xbox One Elite controller coming out soon. That's a nice $150.
$150.
Oh yeah.
I'll pass.
But the sticks and everything, you know, they have metal. Metal.
Test your metal.
So they don't like rub off and all that weird rubby shit everywhere. Either way, that's the Xbox One controller.
Xbox One. They don't have the outside battery pack. It's internal now. It's still a battery pack, but it's not like.
But it's not like in your way. I don't know if for this kind of controller it would be cool if there was something in your way.
You do think that?
Yeah.
Why?
Because this one, it's like you have nothing back here.
Okay.
You know, it's so wide, fat controller.
It's not fat. It's big boned.
Looks like it'd take flight with its fatness.
Okay. Next, we only have one, so we both can't hold that at the same time. I'll let you go first. Since
Yeah.
I have experience on this one.
PlayStation 4 controller. Now, understandably, they did sort of upgrade the whole trigger system.
Triggers a lot better.
It feels like the controller feels better because they made it bigger. And they probably realized that people were just like cramming their hands together. And no one likes cramming.
Sometimes.
But
I like the bumpers.
never really understood the trackpad.
Trackpad. They don't use it that much.
Yeah. Like, I just...
Well, I mean...
It seems weird. Seems like a throw-in.
Like in Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain. This side brings up the start menu. This side, I could be wrong, it could be the other side. This side brings up your iDroid. And then you don't really move around. But in Second Son, you do. There was another game that I just played. Oh, Until Dawn. They kind of use the swiping method. There's no swiping on that controller. Well, it also has the option button, which works like the start button as well. This would be the share button.
Look, I'm just pressing buttons. I can get to what I need to get to.
Touche.
I don't have to. Gotta swipe everywhere to do it.
See, the thing about this, for me, when I go and I switch between the two controllers for extended play time, then I go to the other one, I find that I like the triggers better on the opposite. I don't know if it's just because I really don't know, but
Probably the gameplay depends on. I don't know, it depends on the person. Really.
I don't know. They're both really good to me. I can't really determine what one's better.
Both really made good upgrades to their controllers.
But the
also some made down.
I think the buttons on this one are better.
That I have to say, the PS4 controller does feel better than the Bone.
Yeah.
The Bone went too clunky for what it was going for.
And it also has like this, how you were just talking about. It has something in the middle.
Something to really differentiate your hands.
The directional pad, though, I feel is better on the DS4.
Yeah.
Feel it. You want to feel it. You want to feel it.
I mean, with this, you know where you're hitting. With this, they still stuck with the same sort of,
Connected.
Everything's there. So you never know if you're going diagonally or something, for fighting games and all that, so.
Another thing, I believe they fixed it, though, is the analog sticks, the rubber rubs off very quickly. Like a month in, this is what happened. Then this just recently happened on this part.
So when you're on the Xbox,
Right there. That happened like a month.
the Xbox just stays alive.
Yeah. It has a solid grip to it. With some traction.
I don't know, my Xbox controller's starting to rub on.
Really?
Rubber on, like it smooths out.
Okay.
Which isn't bad.
But it's not like deteriorating.
Yeah, it doesn't like break off in weird chunks.
This has a speaker on it. That's pretty cool.
I don't need a speaker on my controller.
It's a nice feature.
Well, if you're wearing headphones, you can't hear it.
Well, they actually added that to it too, so.
Yeah.
You could put headphones into it. On the originals. This one, you can't do that so much.
Well, you can.
With
my
that
headset plugs in here. And bloop. I'm like, bloop.
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 So, your choice?
I would have to say the PlayStation 4.
PS4?
I would enjoy a PS4 controller playing my Xbox One games.
Okay. It's a tough choice. I feel like I like the analog stick setup here better. But I'm going to also have to go with the DS4.
I mean, guaranteed, I would get an Elite controller.
You would?
I would.
For $150?
Yes. For all the things that comes with it and feeling, it would just feel like a high-class controller.
Okay. This also has a light bar, but that doesn't really...
I don't know what
Doesn't
that's
make a
gonna do
difference.
for me.
So, I will not throw these because these are actually...
Expensive.
I use these.
Those cost money.
So...
These ones are like dead. Old news.
Old news. So, now... Clash of the Titans. 360 controller. Of the good old PS4 controller.
You see, with that, yeah, you get something that you're really used to. And you get something new.
New and exciting.
But I feel at the same time, I would honestly rather use 360 controller
Really?
over even the Xbox One
Really?
and over a PlayStation 4 controller. Wow. Because I've used this. I know how it works, especially mine where, you know, I don't have this D-pad thing going on.
Okay.
And it just, I don't know, 360 controller just feels right.
Just
You know?
good old-fashioned fun.
Mm-hmm.
My choice is the DualShock 4. It's a very complete controller. It's good for any type of game, first-person shooter, fighting games, racing games, any kind of game.
Can you do this with it?
You can, I think. I'm sure you can.
We probably won't do anything. Light bar?
Light bar. Although, I will say this, the best controller that has for vibration is the PS3 controller. It is, because, like, when you're getting shot at, you actually, like, feel, like, in the certain spot where you're getting shot.
Ow.
I feel like I haven't noticed that in the other controllers. Vibration, PS3 controller wins. But, that's really not the deciding factor here.
Mm.
To me, good old PS4.
Well, I would have to say good old Xbox 360.
Okay. So, we can't decide which one is best. So why don't you decide for us by leaving your choice below.
In the cool mat section. The cool mats.
Cool mat.
It's a cool mat.
Cool mat.
Cool mat.
I don't know what that means.
Cool mat. He's a cool guy.
Okay.
Maybe.
Sure.
Never heard of him. Or, you can also, you know,
If you want to give it a like, sure, why not?
want to throw us a subscribe, you know, you can do that.
Watch our other videos while you're at it.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do.
We're gonna be posting videos at least a few times a week, so.
Be classy. Be yourself. Stay safe.